These are the best pals for your base in Palworld, and I'm going to show you how to breed them, catch them, and get them all in the early game. Most of these pals are end game pals that you won't even see until like level 47 or much later, but I got you. So let's get into it. First, I will list all the pals you need for your base, an absolute dream team of pals that you just can't live without while playing this game. Then I will show you their breeding combos, locations, and any extra info towards the end of the video. If you want to skip to a specific pal or a certain part of the video, then check the chapter list down below, but let's get into it. The best pals in Palworld for your base have at least one maxed out level 4 suitability stat. So every pal that I'm going to put on this list have at least one of their stats in suitability maxed out to level 4. The pals that I'm going to feature in today's video are going to be Orserk, Lyleen, Anubis, Jormuntide, and Wumpo. So let's jump things straight off with Orserk. Orserk has a level 4 stat in electricity and a level 3 stat in transporting. He also has handiwork to level 2. His level 4 electricity stat is absolutely insane because he can supply any type of power you need to your generators and have everything in your base powered with ease. You can easily breed Orserk if you combine a Grizzbolt and a Relaxasarus. Relaxasarus are able to be found in the sealed realm of the Thunder Dragon, as well as in the area of the deep bamboo thicket. This entire zone over here has a whole bunch of different Relaxaruses just grazing around that you can farm up and catch. Grizzbolt is a boss, but is also a rare spawn down on this island right here. This is a sanctuary, and if you come here by using your flying mount from the opening spawn point over to this area, you can get here pretty easily. It'll take you a little bit of time. It's fairly easy to get there. Once you get there, you're going to have to continue to fly outside of the zone and inside of the zone to reset all the pals that spawn here to try to get the Grizzbolt rare spawn. I still, after hours and hours of trying to get Grizzbolt to appear over there, have not been able to do it. However, I did figure out how to breed him. So, in order for you to breed your own Grizzbolt, all you need is a Musanda and a Rayhound. Musandas are fairly easy to catch in the early game if you know where to look. So we'll go ahead over to the Musanda in the PAL deck, which is right here, number 33. And Musandas can be found in this area that I'm currently standing at right now. So anywhere around this location right here, which is the Musanda Forest. You can also find Musanda over here at the sealed realm of the Swift, and this entire zone. It has a whole bunch of Musanda just for you to find. After you get yourself a Musanda, go ahead and grab yourself a Rayhound. Now Rayhound is a little bit more difficult to get your hands on. He is in the upper part of the map. Rayhound is an electric type pal that can be found in the top right hand corner of the map. The entire desert area is where he just resides, and he's out there chilling or cooling it out there in the desert. It's extremely hot out there. You are going to need some type of fire resistance armor. I recommend that you go ahead and make yourself a resistance metal armor. I was able to make this pretty early in the game, and once you get there, you won't take any fire damage, and you can go and you can catch yourself a Rayhound. By breeding a Rayhound and a Musanda together, you get yourself a Grizzbolt. Then you want to take a Grizzbolt and a Relaxasarus and mix those together so you can get yourself an Orserk. If you like what we do here in the channel, make sure you smash that like button and sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, and breeding guides like this one. But we're not done yet, so let's keep it moving. Next up, we have Lyleen. So Lyleen is an insane grass type pal with some amazing stats. She has level 4 in planting, level 3 in handiwork, level 3 in medicine production, and level 2 in gathering. She is a solid must-have for any base with a couple of plantations and or farms. She is mixed with a Musanda and a Petallia. Petallias are kind of hard to get your hands on because they could be found in the same area as Grizzbolt. They're not that rare of a spawn. They're a common spawn, so you can get one fairly early if you fly over there. But you can also breed yourself your own Petallia to get the best stats possible by taking a cell array and combining it with a univolt. Of course, cell array can be found in the early stages of the game at level 4 in this area right over here by the natural bridge and in the island hopper coast. This whole zone from the fort ruins all the way to the island hopper coast and all of these areas have tons and tons of cell array for you to farm. Very easy early game cell arrays to get your hands on. And a univolt is a little bit more tricky to get your hands on. It is number 56 in the PAL deck, and he is currently over in the same area that you can get your Relaxasarus. So as you're farming for Relaxasarus, go ahead and grab yourself a univolt so that you can breed them together and get yourself some seriously powerful pals. Let's move on to the next pal. The next pal on my list is the legend, the myth, everybody loves him and knows him, is this right here, Anubis. Anubis is an insane pal that you have to have in your base. It has level 4 in handiwork, level 3 in mining, and level 2 in transporting. This thing can transport about almost anything in the base at fairly decent speeds, mine almost every single thing in the game, and it makes any item you need in the game lightning fast. Anubis is a must-have for all bases, no matter what type of base you have, to make sure you farm and get yourself a whole bunch of these for the best stats and the best pals. The easiest way you can make Anubis is a cell array and a Relaxasarus. If you want to learn some more combinations on how to get yourself an Anubis, then I have a guide about it right here, so go ahead and check that out. We already picked up the Relaxasarus from the location earlier, so go grab yourself a cell array from the fort area and you'll be good to go. Let's move on to the next pal. The next pal is going to be Jormuntide. Jormuntide is a pretty insane pal that has a level 4 stat in watering, but he's going to be a little bit difficult for you to get. Why? You already have yourself a Relaxasarus, which is one of his breeding pairs, but you're also going to need an Elizabeth. An Elizabeth is an extremely annoying pal to try to get your hands on, because in order to breed for a Jormuntide, you got to catch it. Catching this thing and killing this thing are two totally different things, because when you're in that area and you're fighting bee guards, they're going to use their self-destruct at some point if their health gets too low. So it makes it extremely difficult to try to catch yourself an Elizabeth while you're in these areas. However, if you get your hands on a really decent Elizabeth, you can breed an Elizabeth with a Relaxasarus and get yourself a Jormuntide. My Elizabeth is right here. It has logging foreman. This thing has level 2 in planting, level 2 in handiwork, level 2 in gardening, level 1 in lumbering, and level 2 in medicine. Not too bad, stats are fairly decent, and it's definitely a helpful pal to have at your base. But let's move on. So you want bigger and better things, and when I say bigger and better, I mean that thing right there. Wumpo is an insane pal that can carry absolutely anything in the game. This right here is Wumpo. Wumpo is a motivational leader, which is a positive thinking, fluffy pal. It has handiwork level 2, lumbering level 3, transporting level 4, and cooling level 2. So this thing has so many different utilities for your base that it's insane. Not only can it keep your items cool, but the transporting of level 4 means that it can hold an extremely large amount of items and transport them around your base. So everything that you can't necessarily hold and carry to a certain crate or chest, this thing can. Pretty amazing and definitely a must-have at your bases. Only problem with them is they get stuck very easily, and when they get stuck, they start dropping all your items randomly on the floor. Kind of like this guy right here. If you want a Wumpo, you need to mix a Musanda and a Cinnamoth. Cinnamoths are fairly easily obtained in the early game if you know where to look. Their habitat is right here above the desolate church area. So this is the starting area that everybody usually spawns into. You want to go all the way to the first tower, go a little bit further beyond that point to the desolate church, which is this volcano area right here. And then in this entire area up here, you can have all the Cinemoths that you're ever going to want and need. Once you get yourself a Cinemoth, you want to combine a Cinemoth and a Musanda to get yourself a Wumpo. Moving right along, if you're looking for an insane or really good flame or fire type pal, then Blazamute as well as Jormuntide Ignis are two pretty insane pals that you can get. You can actually get them straight off the map. They're boss battles, but they're extremely high level for me, and I haven't been able to get my hands on them. Once I'm able to get my technology all the way up to the point where I have the best pal sphere in the game, I'm thinking about trying to go and get them when I have Ultra Spheres, but for now, I'm just not strong enough to get them. If you like what we do here in the channel, make sure you smash that like button and sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and more like this for Palworld. This guide took me an extremely long time to do, but I am so glad that I did it. And if you want to come back and visit this guide at any point, then I'll leave it in a playlist just for you. But this was your boy M of M Sensei D. For now, though, I'm out of here.